Hi guys, this is the Divergent tag, which I did with my sister Alicia. I YouTube searched the Divergent tag to find the questions for this and found that it was created by Aura's Bookbox, so I'll link her channel below. If you don't know what Divergent is, it's a young adult dystopian novel by Veronica Roth. I'll link the Goodreads page for Divergent down below, along with my review post on it, which I did a couple months back. Apologies in advance for wearing sunnies during the video. It was a typical winter's day in Perth, hence the sun. So here's the tag. Question 1. Which faction would you most likely choose to be in? I'd be Dauntless. It was the one, as I was reading Divergent for the first time and the second time, it was the one that I thought that I would always be in. And all the quizzes I did said I would be Dauntless too.
I would be in Candor. I at first thought it was the boring faction, but then I read more about it and that's what I mostly like to be in, and in the aptitude test that's what I got as well. Which faction would you least likely choose to be in?
Erudite.
Yes, same. Erudite.
Because I'm not that smart and I don't seek knowledge that much either. Like when people are like, oh, I wonder how this works and I wonder how that works, and I'm just like, I don't care. I just don't care.
You're smart, but yeah.
I don't like to study.
Yeah.
I am really bad at studying, and how the erudite are as that faction, it's just sort of, yeah, not very nice. Not very good, kind of evil. So, question 3. Which character did you most like or identify with the most?
Probably, I was gonna say Katniss, and I was like, wait, that's not the right book. Triss. Not because I'm anything like her, just because
she's
like,
the main character and that's who's talked about the most?
There's that, and you get to see all her decisions that she makes, and like those, like going through her like thought process is exactly the way that I would approach something. I think another reason why I relate to Triss is the whole situation with Al. I'm not overly tolerant of like crybabies, people that are overly emotional, like just squishy people that just kind of mush all over the place. I don't know how to I don't know.
I bet he is squishy though, literally, like
yeah.
physically.
Yeah. Squishy people.
I'd say Triss or Tobias/4. There are things that Triss does that is just like, I wouldn't do that. That's kind of morbid, the way she thinks sometimes.
Yeah.
And 4 is like, he's kind of, I feel, softer than her. Like, kind of kinder and like...
He's very kind.
Even though Triss is very smart, she doesn't always act smart in her decisions.
Number 4, which character did you like the least?
Eric. But he's sort of a minor character, so we don't actually know too much about him, so I can't dislike him as much as I would dislike, say, Peter. Because you can really, really dislike Peter. He's quite a meanie.
Yeah. Peter is quite terrible, but I wouldn't choose him as my least favourite. People like that kind of, you think like, because of their cowardice, like you think that something isn't right.
Yeah, and
them.
that makes them sort of redeemable as well. Like,
yeah,
you'd think
exactly.
like maybe later on he'd change and do good, maybe.
Yeah. I said Al at first, but I didn't really like him the least. He was just weak. I really disliked Molly with a passion. Just like every time she was mentioned, it was like you knew it was going to be like a horrible, bad feeling for Triss. She was just nasty. There's nothing much else to it. She just wasn't very nice.
Question 5. What was your favourite moment when she gets to see her mum on visiting day? She finds out that her mum comes from Dauntless, and then she tells her to eat the chocolate cake. I like that bit. My other one was at the Ferris wheel when Triss and 4 were doing capture the flag with all the other Dauntless initiates, and Triss went off to climb the Ferris wheel to look for the other team, and then 4 went and followed her. That was a really good part. I liked that because she's just smart.
Yeah.
Because she's
really
the
clever.
only one that knew that they couldn't try and find the enemy or plan anything before they knew where the other team was. So she went and saw a solution to that, and yeah. And then for like having heights as a sphere, and then being like strong enough to protect Triss along the way, and just, yeah, it was really good.
I think all my favourite moments that are most memorable are the ones where she exhibits like great fearlessness. When she jumps off the 7-story building into the pit where she doesn't know what's going to happen. When she goes with the Dauntless Born initiates.
To go zip
and the
lining?
older, the zip lining moment when she actually does it. That was really good too. I have another favourite moment. This is a Triss and 4 moment when they've all been like programmed and they're like brainless zombies.
The simulation attack?
When they're on their way to abnegation, and she's kind of looking out for 4 because she thinks that he's obviously, if he's Divergent as well, then he wouldn't have been affected by the serum. And just after she realized, like, she thinks that he has been, and he grabs her hand. That's a good moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Question 6, what was your least favourite moment?
When Triss shoots and kills Will. That was so sad.
Yeah.
The other least favourite moment for me was when her mum dies for her. And she always tells Triss that she loves her, and that's just really nice.
Yeah. That was, one of my least favourite moments as well, when her mum sacrifices herself for her.
If you had the power to cast one character, which character would you cast, and who would you choose to play that role? That's so easy for me. I would cast Triss. I would choose this Irish actress called Saoirse Ronan. She is really, really talented. She does accents so well.
Yeah,
and
she does.
She was in City of Ember, she was in Atonement, and
That
Hannah
movie.
Yeah.
Where she's an assassin.
She was in quite a few other ones too, but yeah.
Yeah.
She's awesome, I love her.
I would probably cast Tobias with the guy that plays in the Animorphs. He's like tall and lean and dark haired as well, so that's how I envision him as being. Question 8 anyway, do you think Summit can pull it off?
Second last question. Summit, I don't know much about them.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm just going to say.
I googled yesterday what Summit was, Summit Entertainment. It's the company that bought the film rights for Divergent, which doesn't tell me much either, but I did read up on like the Divergent movie website where they put all news on it, and they said that Lionsgate was also going to be producing that, and that's the film production company that did the Hunger Games, so I don't know.
I'm just going to say yes for the sake of saying yes.
Yeah.
9, what are your top predictions for the next book, Insurgent? You can't really predict it, it's such a...
Yeah, you can't really
It's
predict.
so
You can't predict.
Open-ended, yeah.
Yeah, after I read Divergent, I didn't have any really much very specific expectations for Insurgent. Like, I wouldn't have no idea what would happen. And even as I'm reading it now, still no idea what's happening. But yeah, all I knew is that the word Insurgent sort of means like rebel movement type thing, so there would be some sort of war, and you know that's happening anyway, so
Yeah.
something to do with that, and the factions and their society.
Can't wait to start.